service between India and Sri Lanka. How does it start? Sea service on the ferry service between a particular place, Kanake Santurai and Nagapattinam, one in Sri Lanka, the other one in Tamil Nadu. And whatever word is in bold, be ready to write the part of speech and meaning. Ferry means a watercraft. Write this word, watercraft. Like a big boat, a big boat, watercraft that carries passengers, vehicles, and also cargo. That carries three things: passengers, vehicles, cargo. Have you got the meaning? So it's all about on the ferry service between two places, India and Sri Lanka. But what is the main idea of this editorial? The ferry between Tamil Nadu and northern Sri Lanka holds immense potential. Holds immense potential. Which tense is that? Present tense. And it's an important expression. Immense, write the meaning. Huge. A lot or huge. H-U-G-E. Huge. And potential. You all have the potential to achieve success. Means what? From your point of view, I'm giving the meaning. Please write. Hidden talent. Something that is latent. Latent also means a hidden. A latent. Not visible but inside. Potential. Potential actually means ability to achieve something. You all have the ability to achieve success, but it is not visible, hidden. That is the main idea. It holds what? Immense potential. The commencement, part of speech. Once you see the word in bold, you be ready to respond. Please write noun. Meaning starting something, beginning or starting or launching. Three words you could write. Begin, launch, start. The commencement of a passenger ferry service between Kanake Santurai and in Sri Lanka's northern province and Nagapattinam in Tamil Nadu last week marks the fulfillment of. Which tense is that? Present tense. What is the verb here? Mark. Mark can be a noun, can be a verb. Here it has been used as a verb. Fulfillment means what? Completing something, achieving something. Write the word completion. Completion of something. But write one word after that or next to it. Unfulfilled. You got to be careful with the spelling. F-U-L-F-I-L-L-E-D. Unfulfilled. Unfulfilled means not completed. The reason for giving this word, fulfillment, happy. Unfulfilled, not happy. And sometimes what happens at the workplace, the manager gives you work and you don't do that work. That comes under unfulfilled duty. Add the word duty. Unfulfilled duty, you have to remember the combination. Means the work not completed. And the manager blasts you. You tell your colleague. He asks a reason. Why? He gave some work, I did not do the work. What will your colleague say? You should have done the work. So what is the helping verb you have to use here? Should have plus verb, past participle form. I wanted to give that. Should have done. Should have completed, should have attended. That's an important pattern you have to know. It talks about what? Unfulfilled duty or a neglected action. There are two dimensions. Unfulfilled duty or a neglected action. But here positive. Last week marks the fulfillment of a long-standing demand. Underline long-standing demand. Means they have been demanding for quite some time. The demand has been there for quite some time. Long-standing demand across the Park Strait for the revival of a sea link. Revival, part of speech. Revival of, no. Revival is a noun, please write. Bring back the old standards. Bring back the old image. Revival. Revival of old standards. Revival of the image. Revival of a ceiling. Now it has to talk about, see, basically this editorial is all about a ferry service between two countries. When you read, you understand, in the past there was a service, ferry service, but they had to stop. So editorial touches that thing and it mentions the reason why it was stopped. And coming to the present one, it talks about the intention behind, the objective behind, what are the benefits for both the countries. And also it cautions, like the one in the past, they should not be stopped, it has to be continued because it has a huge potential, especially when it comes to exchange of materials, trade, business, all these aspects. So this talks about the past. Here it says, Sri Lanka's civil war, which lasted nearly 25 years, had disrupted, underline, had disrupted. Disrupt is an important word. Write the meaning, interrupt. But interrupt, you have to write the combinations. A disruption of services, supply chain. This was used quite often, many a time, at the time of COVID-19. COVID-19 disrupted the supply chain and the services, an important word. Even here the same meaning, disrupted the movement of people and goods on traditional maritime routes. And what are these routes? Talaimanar to Rameshwaram and Colombo to Thoothukudi. One in Sri Lanka, one in India, Tamil Nadu state. 12 years ago, a ferry service between Colombo and Thoothukudi did not last long. What do you understand from the expression, did not last long? Positive or negative? What is the meaning of the word L-A-S-T here? It is not last, it is last. Which part of speech is it? Verb. Last means exist for a long time. It is understood. Something lasts means something exists for a long time. The sentence says, did not last long, means it was for a short period. Did not last long, why? Due to a lack of patronage. Underline the word patronage. Patron, write the other word form. Patronage, which part of speech is it? Also write the word patron. Patron is also a noun, but a person. Patronage, support, and patron, a person. Patronage means support. Usually, brackets, you write the word financially. A particular rich man or a particular businessman or an industrialist supports financially an orphanage, an NGO. Then what is the word you use? He is a patron. Have you got the meaning? An important word. But in this context, patronage, from whom? Here it means no demand from the customers. Customers did not support the service. Patronage from the customers. You understand that based on the questions I have framed. Let us go to the next sentence. There was also, all these sentences talk about what happened in the past. So there was also, which tense is that? Past. There was also the popular boat mail connecting Chennai and Talaimanar via Rameshwaram and Dhanushkodi through a rail link and a ferry, which nonagenarians put a star mark. What is the meaning of that word? It means people between 90 and 99. Nonagenarians means people between 90 years and 99 years. 90 and 99. What is the word we use? Nonagenarians. Have you got this for the first time? Recall. So these are people who are between 90 and 99. Recall there was another service, there was another service from different points. Next sentence talks about why it had to be stopped, perhaps. The cyclone in December 1964 which devastated Dhanushkodi. Devastate means what? Damage to a great extent. Part of speech, verb, regular verb. Devastated Dhanushkodi, and the civil war ended the multiple transport links. Previous sentence talks about multiple transport links, and they had to be stopped. Why? Two reasons. One reason, cyclone, when 1964. Other reason, the civil war. And these two ended multiple transport links, forcing peoples in both countries. Underline the word peoples. A lot of students ask me, sir, the word peoples right or wrong? Put a star mark. Generally, we don't use the word people in the plural form. People of India, we don't say peoples of India. But here, are we talking about people of one country or two countries? Based on that, you have to say peoples. So that nothing wrong with that expression. That you have to remember. Forcing peoples in both countries to rely only on air services. Now all these multiple links have been stopped. What is the choice they have? Air services, which cover Madurai and Tiruchi too these days. So they are spread to other towns like Madurai, Tiruchi. 10 months ago, the Chennai-Jaffna air service resumed. Underline the word, already it is in bold. Resume has two different meanings. I'm sure youngsters, you all know the word resume. What comes to your mind? Your CV, your biodata, whatever. But actual word is, please write this word. Give two strokes, each one above the letter E. And how do we pronounce this? A resume. It's a French word. A resume. That is the actual word. A resume. But Americans have changed this to a resume. Now we don't say resume. It sounds a little odd. What do we say? Bring your resume tomorrow. I'm sure you all know that. But what is the other word of resume? Does that meaning go with this context? No. Please write the second meaning. To start after a break. You start something, you give a break, you start after the break. Then what do you say? I resumed my work after the tea break. You all know this meaning also. Here it goes with that meaning. It says, 10 months ago, the Chennai-Jaffna air service resumed, and according to an estimate, 10,000 tourists from India visited Sri Lanka over 6 months. That's a big number. The inauguration of a private cruise. Cruise, put a star mark. And write one combination. How do you pronounce this word? Cruise. We also say cruise ship. That is a combination you have to know. What is a cruise ship? For Indians, now Indians are also looking at cruise ships, and they want to go by, they want to sail. Write the verb sail. Ship, what is the word you use when you move from one place to another place? Sailing. And this is not a very popular industry in our country. But if you go to Western countries, cruise ships are very popular. They have a lot of money and they want to travel to visit different countries, and they prefer cruise ships. And these cruise ships are huge, and they have swimming pools, like unimaginable amenities or facilities. They are so big, and all the facilities you have. You can forget the entire world if you are on the cruise ship. Everything is there. Now here it talks about a particular service. The inauguration of a private cruise service in Chennai 4 months ago, facilitated. Put a star mark above the word facilitated. There are two words which come under confusing words. First you write the word felicitate. Then you write the word facilitate. What is the difference between these two? Facilitate, what is the word they have given here? Facilitated. And what is the first word here? Felicitate. Tomorrow you get the job and we have a success meet. They call you onto stage and you are given a garland or a bouquet or a shawl. That process is called what? Felicitation function. You all know that. What is this facilitate? To provide something. Please write. To provide. Usually a service. to provide services or amenities. And HR managers, human resources managers, are also known as facilitators. Please write that noun form, facilitator. HR managers, one of their responsibilities, they have to provide amenities to the employees. So they are called facilitators. That's an important word you have to know. So a particular service facilitated what? The inauguration of a private cruise service in Chennai 4 months ago facilitated, which tense is this? Past tense. And 4 months ago, a common error, a lot of people say 4 months back. Right or wrong? Wrong. You should not use the word back, you have to use the word ago. 4 months ago, facilitated visits by 6,000 passengers to the island nation, that is Sri Lanka. As pointed out during the launch of the Nagapattinam Kanakasanturai service, the development would not only strengthen cultural, economic and civilizational ties, but also improve cooperation in disaster management and maritime security. So this talks about the benefits of the service. Where are the benefits? Cultural, economic, civilizational ties, they will improve. And also cooperation when it comes to disaster management and maritime security. And here, please put a star mark above, not only, and also above, but also. After not only, but also goes with what? Parallel expression. After not only, what is the word you see here? Strengthen. Which part of speech is it? You have to answer immediately. Please write a verb. It's a verb. Strengthen, strengthened, strengthened. A regular verb. After but also, what do you see? Under put a star mark, improve. Which part of speech is it? Whenever you come across the expression not only but also, check. It goes with parallel expression. We have to use the same grammatical unit. Strengthen verb, improve verb. We change the form, it is not grammatically correct. That you have to recollect. The last sentence in first part of the editorial, it may at some stage. At some stage is an important phrase. At some point also we say. Write another word. At some point, at some stage, at some point in future, at some stage in future. Also enable seamless voluntary repatriation. Seamless means what? Without any boundaries, without any restrictions. Seamless. Please write the meaning. Without any boundaries. Seamless integration. Write one combination as well. Seamless integration of services without any boundaries. And repatriation, an important word. Write the meaning of which part of speech is it? Repatriation, noun. To return to one's country. Return back is not correct. It's a common error. Return back. Return means to come back. You all know that redundancy. In many exams they've given, he returned back from Delhi. Right or wrong? Wrong. He returned from Delhi. So to return to one's country. Indians went to Sri Lanka and they come back to India. Then what is the word we have to use? Repatriation. And there's another word you have to learn. Today a lot of Indians are there in the US, in the UK, in Sri Lanka. What are these Indians called? First you write the word exodus. Exodus means what? Mass migration of people. Mass migration. But that goes with a problem, a turmoil. The US, those who are in the US, Indians, they went intentionally for better prospects. All those people are called diaspora, an important word. Indian diaspora in the US, Indian diaspora in the UK, means Indians in the UK, an important word. Shall I go to the second part of... so it says, it may at some stage also enable seamless voluntary repatriation of thousands of refugees from Sri Lanka living in Tamil Nadu. That is a possibility, it says. We'll go to the second part of the editorial. Normal operations of the service, it ran for a few days this month. It ran for underline one unit, which tense is that? So the service ran for a few days this month, are to resume in January. They must have stopped. So based on that, a resume in January. In view of the northeast monsoon, why did they stop? Because of northeast monsoon, they had to stop. And they will resume in January. By then, it is hoped that the authorities, especially in India, would take steps in the interest of the sustainability of the ferry service. They expect something from Indian authorities. What do they expect? Sustainability of the ferry service. The word sustainability you have got many a time. Tell me what is the meaning of the word sustainability in this context. Please write. Generally we use the word sustainable with environment. What is the typical combination? Sustainable goals. You all know that. But that's a different meaning. Sustainable means to use the resources in a wise manner, to use the resources keeping in mind the future generations. But here it does not go with that context. Sustainability here, sustainable means, write the word maintain. What does it mean? Also write the word hold. Maintain or hold. I will give an example, then you understand. Or I will tell, listen. I started telling something. Initially students were interested. After some time they lost interest. Then what will I say? I could not sustain their interest for more than half an hour. I could not sustain their interest for more than half an hour. Means what? I could not hold their interest for more than half an hour. Have you got it? So let us go back to the context here. They expect the Indian authorities would take steps in the interest of the sustainability of the ferry service, maintenance of the ferry service. Have you got the meaning now? With a fare of, how much is a fare? Underline the word fare. An important word, write two words. One is F-A-I-R, the other one F-A-R-E. What is the difference between these two words? First one is what? Fair complexion, dark complexion. You all know that. People make a mistake. They tend to say white complexion, black complexion, not the right words. When you talk about complexion, there are three words. First one is what? Fair. And what is opposite? Dark. Fair complexion, dark complexion. But many Indians, neither fair nor dark. We use two words for Indians. First you write the word wheatish. Then you write the word brownish. We belong to this category, majority. Wheat, wheatish, brownish. Two words. And what is the second word, fare? How much is a bus fare? Means a cost for traveling from one place to another place. Look at the amount. With a fare of around 7,670 a person for a journey, the difference between this rate and airfares is not competitive enough for anyone to opt for the ferry. Imagine same amount you can travel by air. Which one will you prefer? Ferry or plane? Obviously. So the price is not competitive enough. People don't prefer this one. And how to tackle this problem? The editorial suggests something. Because it is almost at the same level, airfare and this one, they have to give something extra. Based on that, the next sentence, increasing the baggage, put a star mark baggage. Allowance of 50 kg would help. Plane you cannot carry 50 kg, right? Here you can carry 50 kg, that attracts you, though the amount is the same. So that is an idea from the editorial. But why I told you to put a star mark, baggage. Please write this idiomatic expression, bag and baggage. Have you heard of this any time? Bag and baggage means one's belongings. Brackets, you write all, whatever belongs to you. I will explain what it means. Imagine you are leaving this city, going to some other city. You take all your belongings or not? Then we don't use the word luggage. Actually, baggage means luggage. But what is the idiom here? Bag and baggage means all your belongings you take, you shift from this city to another city. Then we have to use the word bag and baggage. And there's another important idiom you have to know. Write this sentence. He left the city for good. Underline for good. He left the city for good with his bag and baggage. What do you understand from this? Leave the city for good. Very good. Write the meaning. To leave permanently. To leave for good means leave permanently. He left the city for good means he left the city permanently. An important one. The provision of amenities. Amenities means what? Facilities. The provision of amenities at Nagapattinam port, such as a dormitory. You all know the word dormitory. Usually youngsters, there's one organization called YMCA. Have you heard of that? Christian organization. But youngsters who like to travel, usually they go to YMCAs in different cities and they take the dorms. Dorm means a small room. They stay there, very cheap, affordable. Dormitory and improving rail connectivity at Nagapattinam require attention. So what has to be done? The editorial is proposing certain ideas. As passengers from Sri Lanka are sure to want to visit Chennai. Those who come from Sri Lanka, when they enter Tamil Nadu, which city would they like to visit? Obviously Chennai. On the part of Sri Lanka. So all these sentences talk about what India has to do. Now it comes to Sri Lanka. What is it supposed to do? There is an important phrase. What is the phrase here? On the part of Sri Lanka. Do remember that phrase. On the part of Sri Lanka, economists, policymakers and activists should consider. Should is used for what? Helping verb. To advise or suggest to someone. Should consider promoting economic ties, including exports from the northern province, given the inherent asymmetrical bilateral relationship. Inherent, an important word. What is the meaning of the word inherent? First, which part of speech is it? Inherent quality, adjective. Inbuilt, inborn, intrinsic. All these words you have to write. Inborn, inbuilt, intrinsic, part of your personality. Have you written all these words? Yes. Sometimes what happens, a particular quality is part of your personality. Part of your personality. Then there is one idiomatic expression. Please write this sentence. It is his second nature. Underline second nature. Looks like there is some sort of shifting. Second nature means what? Something that is part of your personality. It's your trait. Have you got the meaning of this? Are you guys here? I will ask you a question, answer. Which one takes more intelligence? Speaking or listening? How many of you say listening? Raise your hands. How many of you say speaking? Raise your hands. Actually, it is listening. I'm speaking. While speaking, I can say that side, this side. I can continue with my speech. But you are listening. You saw a lot of students walking. What happened then? You stopped listening and you started looking at. So it takes more intelligence to listen than to speak. Do remember. Let us go to the next one. How does the editorial end? Ultimately, sustained policy, something that can be maintained for a long time. Sustained policy attention is critical, important to making this service a success. They have to think of maintaining this service. Starting and stopping, it doesn't serve any purpose. After all, Nagapattinam is predominantly means what? Being the main thing, predominant factor, main factor. Agrarian means, are you guys here today? Agrarian means what? Related to agriculture. Obviously, agrarian economy based on agriculture. predominantly agrarian, and one of the economically backward spots of Tamil Nadu. So it is up to the governments of the two countries to ensure that the Nagapattinam Kanakasanturai ferry service does not meet the fate of the Thoothukudi Colombo service. What is the fate of that service? They started, they stopped. So this also should not go that way, in that direction. They have to continue. What is the meaning of the word? First you answer my question, does not meet. Which tense is that? Present tense, affirmative or interrogative or negative? What is the meaning of the word fate? That is the actual question. Fate means, write the word destiny. D-E-S-T-I-N-Y. Destiny. Some people believe in fate. Some people don't believe in fate. That is a $1 million question. This is not the platform. We'll go to the first exercise. What is this first exercise about? Scrambled sentences. You all know what they mean. A sentence is taken, divided into parts, and the order is changed. You have to find out the correct order. It is like a mini para jumble. See what happens here. No, don't look at this. Don't work on the exercise. First you write this scrambled words. Then you write scrambled sentence. Don't write the plural form, singular. Then you write scrambled sentences. Scrambled words, if I write, does it make any sense? Don't rack your brains. What is the word I wanted to write? So this is a scrambled word. And whatever you see today, scrambled sentence. Each sentence scrambled, means the order changed. What is para jumble? Third one bracket you write para jumble. Scrambled paragraph also you can say, para jumble. They take sentences in a paragraph, they shuffle. Now go to the first one. Tell me what is the correct order. How many parts do you see? 4 parts. Go through all the 4 parts. Ask the question, what is this about? Or take elimination approach. Let us do together. Can A be the first one? Underline the word end. Can B be the first one? Possibility, hold that one. Can C be the first one? It's a conjunction. Can D be the first one? Pronoun. So what is the first one here? After Saturday's national election, New Zealand is poised to get what? Its most right-wing government. Is it D? Its most right-wing government in years, with the Conservative National Party and the Labour Party of Prime Minister Chris Hipkins seeing a major erosion of its popular support. Does it go that way, or it has to go with C? C. Its most right-wing government in years, with the Conservative National Party and its liberation, ally ACT winning most of the votes. So what is the third one here? C. And what is the last one? Adding more information, Labour Party losing. Go to the next one and tell me the correct order. Can A be the first one? As under, not correct. 3 years earlier, not correct. There's a full stop also. It had swept, pronoun cannot be the first one. So what is the first one here? Labour's fall was particularly significant. Why? As under the leadership of the charismatic Jacinda Ardern, it had swept the national elections 3 years earlier. So what is the correct order here? D, A, C, B. This model goes with banks, but it goes more with SSC. Go to the third one. Can A be the first one? Yes, hold that. Aimed at without subject cannot be the first one. Including cannot be the first one. And conjunction cannot be the first one. So what is the first one here? A is the first one. What is the second one? Mr. Hipkins' campaign on labor's achievements, including the tackling of the pandemic and child poverty. So C, and promised to continue its broader agenda aimed at helping the working people. So what is the order? A, C, D, B. Clear? Today I have brought a quite challenging exercise. I hope you also feel that way. If your standards are too high, it is not challenging. Then I'm wrong. Have a look at this closed test. As usual, you see the blanks and numbers. But down, what do you see? You see the meanings of words. Based on the meanings of the words, you have to tell the right word. Read the first one. While any change, so you have to think of the word, but you don't see the words, you see the meanings. So what is the one? If you don't respond, they are challenging. Then I am right. What is the word? Or what is the answer? Which one? D or E. D for Delhi. Okay. How many of you say D is the answer? Very good, that is the answer. But what is the word? What is D here? Relating to or affecting the fundamental nature of something. Then we use a word, write the word radical. What is the word here? A radical. Now go to the sentence, use the word radical or write the word radical. And how does the sentence go? While any radical change in foreign policy, seems right or wrong? Right. Go to the second one. While any radical change in foreign policy which is leaned towards the US without China, without what? Irritating China. What is the word? What is the option? Irritate, annoy. B is the answer. But what is the word used in the editorial? Irking. Write the word IRKING. Without irking. IRKING. Means without irritating China. Wonderful. Go to the next third blank. He has to address the cost of living crisis and bring the economy back to its growth. What is the answer? C. Does anyone say C? The curved path an object follows. C is the answer, but what is the word? Trajectory. Very good. Please write the word trajectory. Path. What is the right word here? Trajectory. Now go to the sentence and try to read the sentence with that word. Back to what? Back to its growth trajectory. Trajectory means path. But he should also be mindful of structural issues such as homelessness, child what? Which option? The state of being extremely poor. E is the answer. So what is the word for that? Yesterday I mentioned that. Something very specific. Generally we use the word poverty, general, but child poverty they used in the editorial. Remember? Answer is F. And what is the word? Poverty. Go to the next one. Child poverty and inequality that have New Zealand's economy for decades. How many of you say A? Very good. What is the word? Write the word plagued. The point here, not only the meaning, you should know that word. Plagued New Zealand's economy for many decades. Plague means trouble for a long time. What is the last one? He has to balance his pro-business policies with what? What are you left with? Denoting an increase or addition, especially one of a series on a fixed scale. Answer is E, but what is the word? Incremental. Please write the word incremental. Incremental, what is the next word you have here? Redistribution. Not one time, slowly. How do you find this? Easy or difficult? I would like to have the feedback. Difficult, not easy. Under pressure, not at all. And I brought 3 questions, 3 sentences. What is the heading you see here? Contextual awareness. All that you have to do, read the sentence and you see a few words underlined and there you see one particular word in bold. Based on the contextual awareness, try to guess the meaning of the word. Not the part of speech, meaning. That's what I want. See, before you do that, I will tell something. Why? The reason for bringing. I do the editorial analysis. I read the paper regularly. I have been reading for so many months or years, not months, years, rather decades. And if you take a native speaker, an American, a Britisher, educated, postgraduate like me, they read, I read. It doesn't mean that we know all the words. We do come across a few words, the meanings of which we don't know. But like you guys, we don't refer the dictionary. Why? Based on the context, we have the ability to guess the meaning. We guess the meaning and we continue with our reading. You understand? Based on contextual awareness, based on the sentence, based on what exactly the writer wants to convey, we don't refer the dictionary, we guess we get it right. Rarest of rare, once in a blue moon, we may refer the dictionary. In the exam, this particular ability is very important. You should have the ability to understand the context. Based on contextual awareness, if you can guess the meanings of the words, wonderful, you're ready for the exam. That is the objective. Read the first one, and you have to justify whichever meaning you say. Read and tell the meaning of the word queer, Q-U-E-E-R. The Supreme Court of India's refusal to approve legal recognition to marriages between persons of the same sex is a huge legal setback to the queer community in the country. Who said strange? Have you said strange? Very good, I appreciate. Here we are talking about same-sex marriage, like homosexuals, lesbians. Is it normal or abnormal? Normal or strange? What is the other word we use for strange? We all use the word strange. For that, Americans use the word weird, weird behavior, strange behavior. Quite often they use weird. So, based on the context, you can say queer community, normal or abnormal? Abnormal. So write the meaning. And which part of speech is it? Community and noun, queer community, adjective, means not normal or abnormal. And there's one idiomatic expression, write that idiomatic expression also. We say he is a queer fish. Someone is a queer fish. Means not normal, different. Queer fish. Go to the second sentence, read carefully. Not easy, I would like to caution. On the other hand, justices S. Ravindra Bhatt, Hima Kohli, and P.S. Narasimha reject the position, holding that any such recognition can only be based on statute. What is the meaning of the word statute? If you say law, not exactly right, partially right. Court also deals with right, underline the word justices. So when they can talk about the law, why do they say such recognition can only be based on statute? It is not simply law. Something else you have to mention. Please write the meaning. Statute means written law. The word written should be there. Written law made by the legislature. The legislature makes a law. in the parliament or in the assembly, a written law. For that we use the word statute. You said law, I appreciate. Who said law from there? I appreciate. But what is the difference? Law, a written law, and also made by the legislature of a particular. Go to the last sentence. In effect, underline the phrase, the court has accepted the government's view that any move to legalize same-sex marriages will fall in the legislature's domain. Domain means what? You have got the word today. Field of activity, please write. Domain means field. You should understand, legislators' domain means their field. It is not the field of the courts. It is the field of the legislature. How do you find these questions? Useful, not useful, sheer waste of time? What? Let us go to the words. See, words are piling up. I counted, I think first group about 16, then 19, then 18. Easy to remember or difficult to remember all these words? Not easy. You have to revise. That's why I'm bringing. I hope you're looking beyond yesterday's words. We have 3 groups here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Today is what? Thursday. Here we spend on the words you got yesterday. But after the session, you have to look at all the words and important words you got to. Now you have to respond. I'll read the word. You have to tell the part of speech and the meaning immediately. Jettison, verb, meaning. To drop or to throw because of excess weight. And goes with what? Ships and planes. Poised. Could be a verb, could be an adjective. Meaning. Balanced, composed, in a perfect position. Ally. Could be a noun, could be a verb. Means a country with similar ideas or a partner, you can say. Usually it goes with the wartime. 2 countries join hands, they are allies. Erosion, noun. You have to tell the meaning loud and clear. Removal of something, removal of the top layer. And icon, noun, meaning role model. What are the other words I gave? Role model, icon, idol, all this. Charismatic, adjective, meaning magnetic, attractive. Burnout, actually a phrasal verb, but here noun, meaning to get exhausted completely. Frustrated. Frustrate, verb. Frustrated person, adjective, meaning not happy with one's situation, not happy with one's position, because unable to change the current situation. Cite, verb, meaning quote. Tackle, verb, meaning deal with. Woes, noun, meaning problems, not simple, major problems. Overwhelming, overwhelming response, adjective. Beyond a particular level, on a large scale. Now a few students are responding. Imagine all the students, loud, enthusiastic, confident. I get the response. What will I say? Overwhelming response. And what is the next one? Trajectory. Noun, meaning path. And irking. Irk is a verb. Irking person, adjective. What is the meaning? Irritating. Plague. Can be a noun, can be a verb. As a verb, what is the meaning? Trouble for a long time. And incremental, adjective, meaning addition of something gradually, not one time, different times. That's all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.